I mean, you know, it's crazy to how popular that is around like the kids. Like, there's so many kids, like my daughter and all that. They went to their dances, and what they wanted to do was go take pictures with all the murals. That was what the only thing they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like, and then go to dinner. And I was like, okay, so I drove them to that one. I drove them to some others, the ones I knew about anyways. But I mean, they spent most of the time in that alley just taking pictures with all of them.
What's cool is we actually just launched our new website a couple days ago, and you know, I've been on the project for years now, so I know what people want. And like, I had a pop-up at Doco, and I had this idea because I had like from the people at Sac Merch, like Home in Sacramento 916 stuff, we had a pop-up there, and I'm just chilling in the store, you know, just watching people come in, and this couple that was like maybe 70 years old comes in with like a list of all the murals, and I'm like, you guys have a list of all these, and you guys are just walking around like you have no clue. You have no clue like where they are, like, and I'm like, obviously I know where every mural is. So when we built our website, we have a new map on the website that is completely 360. So you go on the map, you open up the website, you go to the map, you could see all the murals on the map, and then you could select all your favorite murals, and it actually like pushes over to Google Maps and creates a route for you to drive around and see all the murals. Sacramento, as a city, I mean, you're looking at your past 4 years, honestly, kind of created a roadmap for what the next 4 years is going to be.
Especially like in the Midtown and the downtown area, like the whole Doco, and I mean, especially Icebox opening up. It's cool to be a part of it.
And a lot of that is just going to continue to push out to your like your Arden, your East Sacs, your Land Parks, your Oak Parks, and it's just going to in Natomas. It's just going to continue to grow.
So they did the Milagro out there off of El Camino and Fair Oaks. So this guy was just like, I can't remember his name, but he created the whole Milagro thing. It's this whole town center. It's super nice, man.
You never been to Milagro?
Oh yeah, it's legit. They got like food-wise, they got a couple spots. No like retail shopping. It's all restaurants and bars. But it's cool because I mean there was never any place to go out there. So he just came up with this concept.
I was there at the groundbreaking when they broke ground for the project. Like this is, I mean, I don't even know how many years ago. That was
been
like
a while,
6, 7 years, and
at least 5 years
then
ago.
when it actually the grand opening happened. But I really make it out that way. But it's a great project. I felt like it brought a little piece of Midtown downtown out there because now you have like restaurants, bars, coffee shops, you know, sushi places, whatever. That was in there. Steakhouses.
Yeah, they got all the Broderick's. They got Mexican. They got sushi. They have a tap house, like a what do you call them, brewery thing. And all those things have made it. Like they've all been successful.
They have. So. They've been. Yeah. I mean, so now I'm just excited to hear from you guys.
How long have you been in Sac?
Oh, my whole life.
You've been in Sac your whole life? Where'd you go to high school?
I went to like a private school off Florin Road called AIS.
Okay.
And then I graduated early from there, and then I went to Sac State.
Okay, cool.
And then did that for a little bit, and then I had business, like social entrepreneur, like my whole life, like opened a coffee shop, like right out of high school, 17. Ran that for 3 years. That got acquired.
Was it like special coffee or was it like coffee?
So it was one of the first at the time, and I was 17, but I just knew I loved people, loved coffee. So I opened that and I ran it for 3 years, and during that, it's a transition of your life from like 17 to 20, and I'm like, there at 6 a.m. every single day, 7 days a week. Had a couple employees, but at that age, I was like really focused on creating that, making sure that business was successful. And like parents didn't really know I was doing it. Like,
I mean, you've been kind of entrepreneurial from the get-go.
I'm an only child, Middle Eastern family. Like, they were like, you have to go to college, you have no choice. I'm like, give me the money to go to college. Like, oh, okay, we don't have the money for you to go to college. Like, figure it out.
College isn't. I'm not a.
I'm like, all right, well, then I'm gonna do my thing. So started the coffee shop.
College isn't for everybody.
Oh no, not at all.
Some people are bigger and better things to do than college. You know what I mean?
And that's something that I.
It sounds rude.
And it's what I preach now.
It sounds super rude. You think about it, like I'm better than that. You know, I mean, that's.
You could out-hustle someone smarter.
My buddy, my friend taught at college, and he had me come in. I mean, I grew up crazy poor. I mean, zero. And so, like, getting to a level where we're at, my buddy had me come into his classroom. He teaches he teaches like, I can't remember what it was, but he basically wanted me to come in and talk about like life and just how I got to where I was. And I literally looked at every one of these kids in the face and said, this isn't for all of you. It's
straight up.
For real. Like I told you, like college is not for all of you. It is for a few of you. The rest of you will waste your money sitting in this class. He fucking looked at me and went, oh. And I was like, because you're better than this. Because you're better than what college has to offer. And then he kind of was like, what? I was like, there's so many people in this room right now that are just sitting there because they're being told they have to.
Yeah.
I mean that's just what it was. You read into when you graduate college, high school, you should go to college, and when you do that, you should find a job.
It's this whole mindset.
And that's what I told him. This mindset, most of you guys are better than being here. Some of you guys need this college because that's just the way you are as a human. You're very systematic. But some of you are going to be business owners, and you don't need this to be a business owner. You're ready to be a business owner today. Yeah. You just need to go get the experience of what you're trying to do, which isn't sitting in this class.
Go get experience.
And
dude, I had probably like 10 people call me up after that class, and they're like, "Hey, like I like absorbed everything you told me, and was just like." I needed to hear that. Yeah. And they're like, and it's funny because my buddy Robbie hit me up and he was like, 2 of those people that you talked to this class about, he goes, they dropped out of school and they're like doing awesome things. One guy was just talking the entire time to me, and now he's like one of the top salesmen in this solar field that's going on.
Super dope.
He goes, dude, listening to what you said, he goes, I knew that it wasn't about school and I wanted different things. Yeah. He goes, I dropped out of school. He goes, I went and started selling solar. He goes, I'm like one of the top solar guys in my area.
That's awesome.
He goes, I make well over $100,000. He goes, I'm loving it. I'm just telling you, man. You're just delaying your future by it.
And you kind of pay attention to. I mean, the top 30 people that I know that are the most successful and to complete other levels never went a day to college.
Dude,
and that's that level. But then all my friends that assumed the position, went to college, went and got that degree, still don't have a job in that position. Or it's the people that actually. I think the only people that need to go to college if you're becoming a doctor or a lawyer, that's what you need to do. 100%. Right? That's the people that if you want to be a business owner or a CEO or
you're never going to learn nothing like this that you learn from like real life and streets and things like that.
Need to do.
And failure, like
you have to fail.
You have to fail.
The coffee shop obviously was like step 1, and then I had a startup, for 2.5 years, and that was. I mean, it went through several rounds of like, a couple $1 million, but at the end of it, it failed, right? So, but I learned so much from it. Yeah. It got acquired, but it got acquired at a loss. Yeah. But, the coffee shop was my success, and I learned from that failure, and then I kind of continued going. Then, whether it was like, different companies I started that were Sacramento-based or whatever, it was like just learning, throughout the way. Yeah. And then obviously with people in Sacramento and then my PR agency and the businesses I own now, like none of them would be at the level they are, the success they found, if I didn't learn from everything else, right? Yeah. And that's not something you learn in college.
No, not at all. And I always tell people, I deal with a lot of people who are like, I pull their credit and they got like hundreds of thousands of student loan debt, and I'm like, you work at the state. You took out $100,000 in student loans so you get a job at the state? I was like, how about this? You pay me $100,000 and I'll hook you up with a job at the state. I'm like, well, you know what I mean? And so many people, they do it backwards. Like, I did. I was like, if you're going to go to school or you have kids that are going to go to school, have them look about like what they want to do and find out what that job pays. Yeah. Like, don't take out $100,000 in student loan debt to get a job that pays you $5,000 a month. Yeah. Because it doesn't make any sense.
I was reading this book, Not Taught. Have you guys heard of that? It's kind of about a generational thing about how our parents went through this era with like the depression, and because they didn't have college degrees, they were losing out on opportunities, and so they instilled that in us because they missed out. But we went through this shift in an economical change, and now we have social media and we have all these different outlets.
A college degree for me is different than a college degree for most people.
No.
Yeah. That's like me getting a college degree in 2000 or 96 or whatever I would get, like I guess 2000, is different than somebody getting it in 2020. You know what I mean? Because it's like you would get a college degree and then get a job. Yeah. Now it's like you got a degree, cool. What next? Oh, now you got an intern, and then we get another degree, and then I hope you kind of get a job. Yeah, it's weird. It's different now. Yeah, and that's the thing I tell people: school's not for everybody. No, not at all. Don't waste your time. It might not be for you. It might be for some of you, but the main jobs: attorney, doctors, those.
Like if it's required of you, go for it. But if it's not gonna get you anywhere.
And just never be a lifelong student.
Yeah.
Raj always kind of spoke about what you do, and we were definitely curious. Yeah. I've definitely been through like your pages and kind of just see what you focus on, which I like that it's super Sacramento based. I like that it's about the community. I know I feel pretty much that I do a lot of community based things and work with a lot of people who do community based things. Yeah. I think in the email I kind of broke it down. Like I've done Home for the Holidays where me and somebody we donated money and we paid for all the pet adoptions through Home Street for all of December. So, we went in there, did a bunch of cool photos. And I got like 8 cats in my hand. You know what I mean? All these little kittens. You know what I mean? So
Bobby photo for sure.
What you just did recently, like that's super cool too.
and so it's hard for me, like when I do it, like I wanted to donate like towards lower end schools because they're the ones that, but I mean all schools need money.
Of course.
But like what I did is I did a post that said, hey, tag your school. Put your school in. I'm gonna put all your schools in a hat, and we're gonna give $100 to every school. $100 ain't bucks.
Yeah.
But one school's gonna get $500.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna draw out of a hat. We're gonna do it this week.
Send it out.
And just start. And the person who donated or who put the school in, they got to come with me. I'm going to give it to them on their behalf. It's not on my behalf. It's on them because they're the ones that put the name in. So I did it last year. It's actually really cool, man. I got the old pictures and stuff from the classrooms, and usually the parent would bring the kid, and the kid would get to be a part of it too.
You haven't done
We haven't done it yet. We're going to do this week yet. So.
Over the last 6 years, my focus obviously has been on Sacramento, been on the community, been on inspiring people, empowering people within the community, and then it shifted into realizing what I was truly passionate about, which was figuring out ways that I can take local business owners, local resources, and make a difference. As of last week, People of Sacramento is now officially a nonprofit, so that's super exciting.
That's really cool.
And what I'm going to focus on is going to be animal welfare, which obviously you've done.
Okay.
Low-income families, and then Sacramento development.
I mean that's kind of the same thing. That's so funny. That's a lot of the same stuff that we've done.
On paper, what my nonprofit is.
Our Home for the Holidays thing was such a badass.
Oh,
it was so cool. Like we literally, when we started it, it was viral. Like freaking viral, like thousands and thousands of likes and shares and comments, and it was the most
Front Street. So Front Street Animal Shelter, I've had a great partnership with them for 4.5 years now. But a year and a half into the blog, into People of Sacramento, it's more of a brand now. I took a tour of Front Street, hadn't gone there once with my ex-girlfriend, never really been there. Took a tour with Bobby, who I had known. He's like my older brother, but took a tour with him. Blows my fucking mind. I'm like, you get how many animals in here a year, right? And this is city owned. You guys rely on city funding, and these animals don't have the resources that they need, right? And at that moment, I was like, yo, my whole shift into what I wanted to actually build a platform for actually changed at that moment, which is that's the truest story I could tell you, because I was like, you know what, if I'm gonna actually have this platform, and a lot of things were different 4.5 years ago with social media, especially with Instagram, and it was growing, and it kept growing, and it kept growing, and it kept growing. I'm like, I need my platform to actually represent something that the community and I care about. So if I'm gonna have this platform, I don't want to use it to just make money. That's obviously you need to make a career, whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, it was never about money. I wanted it to just be a genuine source, right? A genuine source of media. Over the years,
it was it's almost hypocritical when you've got reach to this platform, and you're especially when you've been through that and you know what the true meaning of giving back means. It's if you don't go through that and you don't do that, it's so many people that are all about talking the talk but not walking the walk. So many people. I'm just so what do you really do to give back? I put this online, or I do this. It's no. What do you really do? So that's cool, man.
That's when it comes down to when I work with people, it's the first thing that I talk about is I just want to hear about you, what how your life is, how your feelings are, what type of person you are, because at the end of the day, it's I work with people that give back, it goes from every single client that I have, across the entire board.
Petapalooza, Adoptapalooza. So basically do I know, dude. I've been planning this for so long. I just can't find the right people to do it with me. So either call Pet Adoptapalooza. Basically, we're gonna have pet food vendors. We're gonna do a photo booth with pets. Once you take a picture with a dog, you have to take it home. That's just what it is. There's so many people out there that I'm like that. If I see a pet, I have to have that little stuff. So we were gonna do adopt a Petapalooza, where we do have everybody bring would it be Front Street, and have them bring a bunch of pets to either, I don't know if they can take them out, but go to a dog park or just somewhere that would be general, have a photo booth with a bunch of cool decorations for the dogs with a bunch of dog outfits to put them in. And then have like pet food vendors, like all natural, organic. Which one of my clients owns a pet food. He does his own pet food.
Which one?
Dr. Tu, or no, Dr. Tu's husband is Chuck. Charles?
You know the company name?
TU. I have to look it up.
Okay, no worries.
But it's all organic, it's all natural stuff. And then do pictures, do photo booth, do an obstacle course. Just cool shit. Other people can bring their pets if they want.
I mean, you're talking to the right person at this point.
Yeah.
Right?
So this is our house.
Yeah.
I have 6 kids.
Yeah.
I have 3 dogs.
Yeah.
I have a cat, a bunny rabbit. It's crazy at our house.
Got a full farm, man.
Hella pets. We got so many animals. We got 2 mixes, and we took 2 dogs away from somebody who just couldn't handle them anymore.
Yeah.
So we're like, we'll take them.
And I mean, yeah, but that's
They test us every day.
Yeah.
God bless them.
Well, it's definitely something you're passionate about, right? So, I mean, that's one of my, my other real questions is like learning what you're passionate about. Is that like the animal? Is it animal welfare? Is it low income families? Is it the homeless population? Is it so? It's like figuring out what your true passions are that everybody has that thing.
I've never
that they
gotten
care
into
about,
the
right?
homeless thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely a growing thing that's happening
It's a
more
growing
and more.
thing, right? But
I've never gotten.
But I'm talking about you specifically.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just naming some, right?
Yeah.
So like things that you have been actively passionate about is like what I would, where my focus would go, and how we would develop and document these actual gives.
Yeah.
Just so you're showing the world, right? You're inspiring more people, but you're making that true impact, right? And that's
what's fun of making
beauty.
money if you can't help? That's like what because you're only gonna die with it, and that to me is like I don't ever want to die broke, but also you don't want to die knowing that I made money and didn't do anything with it. 100%. But if you got a group of like-minded individuals and you guys definitely have an endpoint of where you want to get together and put something, dude, the possibilities are endless at that point. Especially if it just takes the idea.
Yeah.
The idea's there, and if you have the motivation to execute it.
See,
and that's where you come in, right?
Exactly. So I take the ideas and I execute them. that's what I do,
That's what we
right?
need to do, man. We need to do the Adopt a Palooza.
Can I add in?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what our idea was. Since I met Matt, I joined forces with Matt a few months ago, is that he wanted to create these events. And he's like, I want to start planning these networking events, get people together, but he really likes giving back. So having someone to kind of partner with like you, I think is really ideal to do that.
100%.
But he has so many ideas, like really cool ideas. Like, just spits them out, but then
It's hard to find it's hard to find the driver, the
Yeah.
like-minded individuals that are about it. You know what I mean? Because there's so many people, like I said, that talk the talk, but they don't actually walk the walk. You know what I mean? And for them, it's like, and I see it a lot, man. Especially like you see people online where they're like, oh, support vets and support this and that, and then you like really know deep down inside, you're like, interesting. You talk about supporting vets, but we wrote an offer on your house with a VA offer. And you told us to pound sand. You know what I mean? It's like, how do you gotta? It's just donating to a golf tournament isn't really your idea of what it takes to really give back. It's really putting the plan together and you doing it and really being passionate about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all about direct impact. I want to know that the direct impact happens, whether it is animals, whether it is kids, whatever it may be. Like if you have an idea and there's direct impact on specific kids, on specific whoever. I mean, if it is a homeless population or whatever it is. I mean, we can go on and on about all the charitable, incredible nonprofits.
I mean, there's an endless amount of things that you can do.
Endless. But it's all about figuring out the direct impact and helping them. So that's where I feel like the biggest return just spiritually is you feel that okay, we actually got to make this direct impact. Because I can go and all right, here's $1,000, Shriners.
That's easy. Cut a check, go, and then. But what did you really do with that?
What did you really do with that?
I'm the same way.
I'm I would love to just go take the effort. It's all about effort, right?
It's only about the effort.
It's only about effort. It's you just need to take the effort and go do something really special.
You could take $1,000 or $10,000.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, both those numbers are changing somebody's lives.
People always talk okay, why do you have to record stuff? Well, you're documenting it just to inspire others, right? You're literally documenting it.
Yeah, I mean that's the purpose. It's you never want to dangle a good deed, but it's it's not about dangling a good deed. It's about sharing the goodness that's being put out there, and hopefully that it actually makes others want to do the same.
Because it's a domino effect. They see you do it, they see how you did it, and they start doing more of it. Right?
I mean, at the end of the day, if you're today I helped the person do this, that's dangling a good deed. No one wants to hear what you did.
I see about that every time.
And I'm the type where I'm if because obviously as you grow in your career and you make your money, if you're someone that's making a ton of money, and you have zero giving in your life, I would love for you to feel guilty.
No, you should feel guilty.
Like if you watch that video, I want you to feel that guilt.
Because that's the worst to me, man.
I'm like, it is what it is. But
there's so many people in there that I know that, I mean, there's just so many people that are like that.
Oh, for sure.
It's like their money is their money, and that's all they're about is their
throughout
money.
the whole scale, like from the mayor's office to the people that are trying to put together little art festivals that 10 people show up to, like that's the beauty of it, is like connecting everyone and just making big things happen for the city. But and then I do that with all the clients, whether it's the ice blocks or it's White Up My Walls or it's the dentist in Sacramento or it's retail or startups. All of them are doing something in the community that they're adding their value. So it's finding what value you want to add and just make it happen. And it's the fun part. Like that's why I love it. It's the fun part that I enjoy, love it to death.
How can you not watch Smiles? I mean, how does smiling not? You know what I mean?
From a business standpoint, though, too, like you're giving back, and I've been reading about it too. It's like the 80-20 rule, right?
Yeah.
80 like giving value, giving back, showing that, and then 20% is your offerings, right? And that's where you're going to see your business on the 20% come in.
And that's the thing. It's like that's what I always preach. It's like any amount helps. It's like. You know what I mean? I've never seen anybody say that's not enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I've never heard that. So it's like, regardless of what you do, it's A, it's the thought, and B, it's the execution, and C, it's the what you do. That's really kind of all that really matters in that whole situation.
No water.
Yeah, man. But the Adoptapalooza, man, I've been trying to do that for like 2 years. I would say since 2017.
I'm gonna come home with like 4 dogs. And my husband's gonna be pissed.
Adoptapalooza,
That's
dude,
why
is
you have to do the doggy day out program.
It's
you take the dog, you sit with it for a little bit, you take it back.
And just getting people to put their, everybody just kind of pitch in. We'll get the area, we'll get the photo booth, photo booth with all the pet outfits.
When it comes to this, like
that's what he has.
I mean, you as a sponsor, obviously, like I'll talk to the shelter, right? I'll talk to Front Street.
Yeah, they'll know
and
me.
We'll game plan it, right? I mean, it's steps, but actually creating like having all the animals out, making it an actual event where people can like literally come adopt animals is what where my mind goes, right?
We'll pay for all the adopting. They'll be free. Like the adoptions will be free.
Then that's a different.
There'll be no cost.
Even if you want to do that, that's a completely other story because it'll be incredible.
Oh no, that's the whole point.
Because
it's free. It'll be free. So it'll be a one-time event. It's not going to be every. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's going to cost a couple grand or whatever, but it's like
whatever it may be. Once a year.
Palooza.
Yeah.
It's an Adoptapalooza. Yeah. It's like we're going to have all these different pets come out. They're all free. Someone will be there to sign and do all the paperwork.
Yeah.
Done. You know what I mean? We'll have a mixture of everything out there. So mainly dogs, but yeah, we'll have.
Well, we have our first idea.
Yeah, no, I mean that's something that I've tried to put together. We actually outlined it with what it was, vendors. We just never executed it. We just couldn't figure. Well, I know what it was. We couldn't find the venue. So we called around the different places. We wanted to do an Arden Park because it was a good park and with good families and good people.
Yeah.
We just couldn't get that part locked down. So then there's the other dog park that they just finished building right there on Howe Avenue, kind of under Howe. Like if you're coming off 50, you take a left on Howe, and it's kind of down there on the right. That one. So I just couldn't figure out who to get and hold of for that one.
See, in outskirts of downtown Midtown, it's a lot harder to secure places like that, and that's only because the council members are just like so foreign to the concept. Like it's true, they're just like so foreign to the concept. Like you want to do what with our park? Like what do you mean?
And there's so many homeowners and actual places for pets to be. You know what I mean? So it's like doing it at a place where it's mainly like.
You want to do it somewhere sexy, and then you want to do it somewhere that's obviously
people can have pets.
People can reach. It's accessible.
Because that was our whole logistics of like, okay, we're going to set this up where people can actually have pets, like a place where they can where they're not renters or actually homeowners, So we dug in. I mean, we had it all laid out. I just couldn't find a spot. I had vendors set up. I had sponsors set up. I mean, it was going to be cool, man. I couldn't get enough people to like buy in on it with me, like to try to help me get the plan.
I feel like it's pretty on my side. It would be pretty solid to get.
We just need a venue, really. Obviously, any input is helpful, but man, Adoptapalooza, Adoptapetapalooza.
I'm the type where I have this conversation and I leave and I get inspired to like the ideas that start coming to me, like, and then I'll reach out like, yo, I thought about this, I thought about that, I thought about this, and I just want to get it done. Like that's just how it is. Like I'm very, and this guy is great supporting cast to like everything that we can do. Like you'll be that guy.
my arms and like.
Till today, like people will be like, whether it's like an interview or if it's like a board picture, like, hey, can you send us a professional photo of yourself? I'm like, yeah, sure. And I send that picture.
Perfect.
No matter what.
Is that you holding a bunch of cats? I'm like, yeah.
I'm like, well, you're good.
That's me. That's what you get with me in a nutshell.
Yeah, me,
and I love
if you want a
animals.
picture about me, here you go.